Yeah. I'm sorry. Carter and Adrian. Oh, let's see here. Okay, don't need that.
Not sure to tell you, but this is our list. They're going to have Jordan Matthews, Jonathan Williams, and
Oh.
Shemek. They switched out. I know Nigel was on the first round and he switched.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, they told me the other way too to switch it.
Who was it? Hold on again.
So let's
Matthews
you have Jordan, so Jonathan Williams. And then
instead of
Shemek.
Nigel.
Yeah.
Susan.
And then we'll add Shemek.
Where's-
So should I move Coach Shabby in front of you then?
Oh, that's Westford. I'm sorry. Hold on.
They switched Williams. Jonathan Williams, Jordan Matthews. So we're taking him outside.
Yes, thanks. Want to just put him in front of. I'll throw one here too. These are alphabetical. Okay, Jonathan. Okay.
You still got a little time.
No, everybody. We got more coming. There's
Carno did a late interview with us with one, so
here. I'll take.
timer just.
I'm gonna throw one here. So. All right, you have one. Okay. Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, no problem.
So. Just put them in front, though. What's that? Okay. Are you going to be in here? Okay. Okay. A few more coming. All right, we're a few minutes away from getting started. Just a quick reminder, cell phones, if you could just turn those in the off or vibrate position, no videotaping while you're in here. We're ready to go. Good. Stat sheet there. We're ready to go with Gonzaga. We have Coach Mark Few, Shimmer Karnowski, Jonathan Williams, and Jordan Matthews on the dais. We'll have Coach give us an opening statement, then we'll open it up to questions. We have mic holders on either side. Just raise your hand. Coach?
Hey, that was just an absolute war, rock fight, however you want to describe it. I mean, those are two really, really tough teams, two really physical teams that laid it out there on the line. There were big shots being made right and left, and fortunately we made the two big plays at the end. And all year we've been banking on our defense. Our defense stepped up and got it done there at the end. So we are absolutely elated to continue to be playing, and we're 40 minutes away from a Final Four, which was something we set our sights on at the start of the year.
All right, hands for questions. Go on the left, fourth row down.
Coach, I just want to ask you about what Jordan has brought to you guys this season and his shot.
That's exactly. I call him Big Shot Bob because I'm so old that whatever the heck his name was that made all those shots back in the day in the NBA Finals. He's Big Shot Bob for us. He's not afraid. We're trying to go offense and defense with him. And I kept telling the staff, we got to get him back in. He's going to make a big shot. He's going to make a big shot. We just didn't want him to get his fourth foul there. We got the opportunity to throw him in on offense, and to his credit, I mean, he stepped up and did it. He's made so many sacrifices to give up what he had, to come to a team. He's given up minutes. He's given up shots. He's given up, probably a little bit less of a role than what he had, but he wanted to win. He wanted to win at the highest level and be a part of a real team. And, we both delivered on what we were supposed to. So pretty cool.
I will go on the front, second row.
Mark, so much made of their full court press. Did you feel like your team handled it pretty well? And the flip side of that is they're pretty tough in the half court as well, aren't they? Yeah. No, I thought we handled the press probably as well as you could. We had a couple foot faults. Those frustrate me because we work on those daily, and we work on them all year. And at times, I think my words fall on deaf ears as I'm trying to prepare them for something like this. But by and large, these guys, handle it very, very well. And we talked all week about their half-court defense and just how stout it is and just how difficult it is to run sets or plays. And so we just kind of had to rely on our feel and let these guys play through things.
Front left.
Question for you, Jordan. Of course, you played a lot of time at Cal. What does it mean for you to come back here to the Bay Area and be in a position now where you guys can advance to the Final Four and you're back, playing in your home area?
Yeah, it means a lot. I've these past couple of weeks, I've really cherished my time at GU with these guys, and just being able to play for a Final Four is something you grow up watching. You grow up watching March Madness, Sweet 16 games, and to have the opportunity to be 40 minutes away with this group representing this university is very special.
Questions? We'll go on the left, fourth row down.
Also, Jordan, just talking about the three that you hit.
Yeah, it came back in. Tommy told me not to foul. We were on offense, so I was like, I'm not going to foul anybody. But, Nigel made a great play. I think Perk blocked a putback attempt, which led to the break. And I just let it go. I just didn't think about it, just shot it. And I didn't see it go in, but I heard it. So I was happy it went down.
Well, the back, middle.
Coach Sarah Cazell for the W.TV. Like you said earlier, 40 minutes away from a Final Four. What would it mean for you to finally get that monkey off your back?
First of all, I mean, I don't know that I have a monkey on my back. I don't certainly wake up with one or walk around with one. So I don't think these guys think I have one. I don't think my wife thinks I have one, or anybody in my family. So close friends. So fishing buddies never talk about it. So those are the only people that really matter to me. So it would be phenomenal to get these guys, this team that I love deeply, the experience to go to a Final Four. It would be phenomenal to give that satisfaction to all the players I've been so lucky to coach, and to give it to a university that has treated me so incredibly well, and to Spokane, who's just been an unbelievable community for us to have our program. But you know, it's not about me and my monkeys and my dogs and my cats. It's about them.
Any questions? Come on the front.
Mark, what did you see from your vantage point on their last possession, including a couple extra shots? What did you see from your defense?
I thought we did a great job. They subbed, and we were switching 1 through 4. They subbed shooters. We switched 1 through 5. That's something that we've been pretty darn good at this year. I thought Zach Collins did an amazing job because, you know, we put him kind of in a tough position. He's not maybe quite as comfortable doing that. And then the guys just, you know, they knew they could not give up a 3 there. You know, it was disappointing we didn't dig out any of those rebounds, but at the same time, we flooded out to those shooters after the rebounds. Usually after you give up an offensive rebound, that kick-out 3 is what kills you. And I just vividly remember our guys, you know, racing out to the 3 line right when the West Virginia kid got the offensive rebound. And we just did a great job. Carter was really, he wanted to take it, and he was going to hit it, you know, take a step back, and he's dangerous out to about 40 feet. So we have a bunch of experience guarding that. There's Jared Brownridge in our league, shoots those deep like that, and kids at BYU shoot them deep like that. So I think that helped a little bit in that regard.
We go in the back, in the middle. We'll get a mic for you.
Coach, how concerned were you as the foul totals mounted for your players, and how do you feel about how tightly it was called tonight?
Hey, listen, I was very, very concerned, you know, especially in the first half. We were shuffling through some lineups that, quite frankly, we haven't played all year. And then mildly concerned as it got deeper when Nigel got his 4th. That was deeply concerning, especially with time to go. But, you know, Silas and Jordan, and I thought Josh Perkins managed just a heck of a game at the point position. I mean, he got through that game under heavy, heated pressure with only 1 turnover, which is not easy. You know, we were conversing with the officials quite often, and I mean, it's a hard game. They're a very difficult team to officiate, and you know, we are too. We're physical, and we vertically contest, and we're really good at vertically contesting, going straight up around the rim. And I thought they did a really, really good job, and I would have said that win or lose. I thought it was a fair game, and it was tough there's a lot of collisions, a lot of stuff going on throughout that whole game.
We have some questions maybe for Shemek or Jonathan.
Sandy
Back left.
Chanak with the Spartan Daily. Question for Jordan. Javon Carter had been their guy in the game, and at the end you get the last word, hitting the final 3. So what was that like for you?
It was just a big shot. I mean, just happy that we got the win. I mean, he'd made big shots throughout the half, so it wasn't one of those things where it was like, oh, I got the big shot over you. Gonzaga won. That's all that really matters, so that's it.
Mark, was the explanation on the late delay an inadvertent whistle?
Yeah, it was an inadvertent whistle. Evidently, they had possession right as he was going out of bounds, but the whistle happened as he was going out of bounds. So I don't know who ended up with who he threw it into, but come on, don't let J3 and Shimmy off the hook here. They've been preparing for this moment with speech classes for 4 years.
It's all good,
Back
guys.
left there, standing.
Yeah, for you two guys, what do you attribute to the defense that held them to, I think, 26.7% from the field?
Can you say the question again? I couldn't hear that.
your defense, I think, limited them
Okay.
to 26.7. Just
Yeah, I mean, like Coach said, we've been defending really well the entire season. I'm looking right now. We held them to 26% from the field for the game. So I thought it was huge for us. Just being able to kind of switch from man to zone and back and forth. I thought that kind of gave them a little bit of problems. So I thought just kind of when they were penetrating and we were getting those kind of holding calls and all those kind of calls, I thought going to zone was a really good idea.
Go in the back, all the way back middle.
Shem, this one's for you. Did you ever think, especially late in the game, did you ever think that it could be the end of your career happening right now?
No, I was the one actually telling them when they were shooting free throws to keep playing because the game is not over, and I didn't think about that during the game. It's all about living in the moment, and we still had a chance to win. Jordan came big, and it was huge for us to just be able to stick with our plan and be in the game and come back.
Go on the left.
Also for Shem, you guys at this point have played in a lot of NCAA tournament games over the time you've been here. How does that help you in a late, tight game like tonight? And how do you think maybe the Elite Eight experience will be different than it was a couple years ago because of that?
I mean, I think just playing in any game in NCAA tournament, that gives you a lot of experience, and now we're 3 games deep in the tournament this year, so I think that's gonna help us in the next game, especially to just kind of stay with it, like I said, and stick with our plan, because whenever we stick to our details and we're dialed in, doing the stuff that coaches tell us to do in the pregame, I think that really helps us to just kind of be as efficient on defense as we can be.
We have time for a couple more quick ones if anybody has anything. Up front here.
Shemek, it looked like second half you were a little more assertive on the offensive end, and I'm wondering, is that something, did anyone talk to you about that at halftime, or was that going through your head at halftime, or did it just kind of develop that way?
I mean, I just tried to take advantage. When I scored the first back to the basket move, I saw they didn't really dig or double, so I tried to take advantage of that. And I'm glad my teammates trusted me and they delivered the ball to me, and I was able to get those points and help the team.
Or one last one here on the left, third row.
Jordan, I'm sorry if you answered this before, but you obviously started out slowly and you looked like you were frustrated at times. How did you sort of fight through that and make some big shots in the second half?
I wasn't really frustrated. It was just the type of game. I mean, that's not something you come across. We've never come across that throughout this season, so it wasn't really frustration. It was more like, I don't know, confusion, trying to figure it out. But just staying the course and just rallying around our guys and just thinking about the defensive end helped my offense in the end.
Okay, we'll close it there. Thank you, guys.
Hang on, J3, the unbelievable game by you today, especially in the first half. None of us could really score or do much of anything, and you kind of were able to talk about breaking down that pressure as a four-man. I mean, when our guards have been bringing it up all year.
How hard was it for you?
Yes.
It was pretty hard, but I worked on it all week, and the coaches gave me a game plan, and try to do the best I can not to turn the ball over. So that's all.
Nice. God bless you.
Thank you, fellas. Just a reminder, locker rooms are open, probably for another 15 minutes or so. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, we'll welcome West Virginia to the dais. We have Coach Bob Huggins, Nathan Adrian, and Javon Carter. We'll go right to questions, so put your hands up. We've got microphones on either side for those that just came in. Go in the middle, second row.
Javon, can you talk about that last sequence there? Was the thought the whole way to go for three since you were down three, or you guys have been dribble penetrating pretty well all game and getting to the line? Did you think about just trying to get two there?
Yeah, that was a mistake on my behalf. I knew they had a lot of guys up top. I should have drove it to the basket, but knowing it was a three-point game, I tried to go for the three since I had been hitting. But if I'm in that position again, I'll take it to the basket.
Go on the left, third row.
Coach, just wondering how frustrating was it for you to see this game so close and yet your team had a hard time making some shots?
Hard. Where are you? Hard. But you tell me another team in the country can shoot 26% from the field against the #1 seed, 21% from three, and still could have, should have won the game. Well, and I think that says a lot about what kind of guys we have.
Hans, we'll go in the front here. Bring a mic over.
Bob, similar to what you just said, the other thing was your full court press didn't really kill them like a lot of people thought it would, and yet you were right in the game. What did you guys do so well that made this game go down to the wire?
Let me try to put this as succinctly as I can. My dad was a hell of a coach. My dad's in every Hall of Fame there is in Ohio, and my dad used to tell me there's a game within a game, and I'm like, well, I don't understand what that means. He said, well, there's a lot of things you have to adjust to. You have to adjust to their personnel. You have to adjust to their scheme of things, what they're trying to do, and then you have to officiate how the game's going to be called. And we've done that all year. We've tried to. There's times we backed off because you don't want a continual parade to the foul line, so you have to back it off some. And sometimes you can go at it a little harder. It's not as black and white as people would like to think that it is.
Go on the left, fourth row.
Nathan, how hard was it just as players to get into a flow with all the stoppages, with the fouls and the whistles? Does that make it difficult offensively to get into any kind of flow?
Somewhat. They don't really get in a rhythm, but again, we've been dealing with that all year. We foul a lot, just the way we play. So, still can't shoot 16 for 60.
We're going to the back against the wall, far left.
Just wondered if what Gonzaga did, if anything, to keep you guys from shooting so well.
I didn't hear you. I'm
Just
sorry.
wondering if Gonzaga did anything particularly well to keep you guys at a low percentage.
We had a shoot-around walkthrough today and made every shot. We had shots. We just didn't make them. Their size bothers everybody around the rim. When you drive it at the goal and you run into a 7'1", 300 and whatever he is, it's hard to score. And then we just didn't make shots that we normally make.
back right.
The potential to be a big sequence in the game when Nathan picked up his 4th foul and you had to take him out. How were you guys able to weather that storm, and what role did Javon play in that?
Well, these are the two guys that that I can kind of count on to do what they're supposed to do, and I can make adjustments with. And obviously, when you lose Nate, who's a 4-year guy and has probably improved as much as anybody I've ever had, he's playing hurt, and he'd never tell you that, but he's playing hurt. He can't shoot the ball because he's got a bad shoulder. But he continues to make plays for us. He continues to make plays that win games. I mean, that's he gets a couple offensive rebounds for us at the end that could have helped us win the game. When you take him out of the lineup, it hurts us. But we've played guys all year. We've built depth by playing guys. Guys that don't play anybody and say they don't have depth because they don't play them. You got to play them.
Go in the back. You're the speaker.
For both you guys, what are your emotions at this point? I'm sure it's got to be really tough when you guys get this far. I mean, is there how long would it take for something like this to get over?
I'll go for it. I mean, if you ever played basketball and you always dream of going to the Final Four, winning the national championship, playing at this stage, and to know you were so close and you gave everything you had and to come up short, it hurts. But for me, I can't let this this game hurt me too much. I got another year, but I know for Nate, he's done, so I know it has to hurt a lot, probably more than it hurt me. But I got another crack at it, so I'm gonna get in the gym and work.
You can do one or two more. Anybody? We're good? All right. Thank you, folks.